Animology is brought to you by you, the listeners of this podcast. You get the content you love, and I get to create content for you and the world to consume. It's a win-win for everyone, and there's swag. By signing up at patreon.com/Colleen Patrick-Goudreau, listener supporters get to have the satisfaction that they're making this podcast possible, and they get some pretty awesome perks besides. Some listener supporters get written transcripts to each and every episode, helpful for a podcast about language. And some get bonus materials and bonus podcast episodes. Whatever category you fall into, thank you for supporting Animology, changing the way the world talks and thinks about animals. Welcome to Animology, a podcast about the animal-related words and expressions we use every day and how they affect and reflect our relationship with animals. I'm Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Dispersed between and among our longer episodes are shorter episodes that focus on one word that has animal prints all over it. Today's word print is muscle. As always, don't forget to head over to animologypodcast.com. Leave your questions, leave your comments. Please leave a review of this podcast at iTunes and Stitcher and SoundCloud or wherever you listen to this podcast. And thank you for supporting this podcast at patreon.com/Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. So indulge me. Roll up your sleeve past your bicep, flex your arm at the elbow, and squeeze or contract your bicep muscle. Now, take a look at it. Now relax. Keep looking at it and contract again. Squeeze and relax. What do you see? Movement, right? Now do the same with another muscle that's easy to see, say your quadriceps, the muscles in your thigh. Straighten your leg. Go on. Straighten your leg. Look at your quads. Relax and contract them again. Squeeze. You should see movement. Again, movement in both cases, right? The muscles contracting and relaxing. Do you see a little mouse? Well, some anatomists did when the word muscle was coined, because the word muscle comes from the Latin word for little mouse, musculus, the diminutive of the Latin word mus, M-U-S. Now, that Latin word mus, M-U-S, is cognate with similar words in a number of other Indo-European languages, all with the same meaning, all of which appear to derive from a common ancestor, the reconstructed Proto-Indo-European root mus, M-U-S, meaning mouse. So you pretty much see this word moose, meaning mouse, in Old Frisian, Old Saxon, Sanskrit, Old Norse, Old English, Ancient Greek, and Latin. The primary explanation as to how a mouse got into muscle is from the movement of the contracting muscle under the skin, just as you saw when you did my little experiment. It's reminiscent of the movement of a little mouse moving under a blanket or rug, or I suppose it depends on how large your muscle is to be able to see the mouse. I think you can see this most apparently in the biceps, the round arc at the top of the biceps kind of looks like the back of a little mouse. Now, the word muscle, M-U-S-S-E-L, referring to the bivalve mollusk, is also derived from Latin musculus, perhaps because some species have the shape of a mouse ear, or because of some perceived resemblance to a mouse in its small size, darker color, and elongated shape. The difference in the spelling between M-U-S-C-L-E and M-U-S-S-E-L is due to the fact that the word muscle, M-U-S-S-E-L, referring to the bivalve, was an Old English word, and the word muscle, M-U-S-C-L-E, came into English from French, and it retained the French spelling. Another word that appears to come from the same root for mouse, the same root M-U-S, the Proto-Indo-European root, is musk, M-U-S-K, as in the greasy secretion with the powerful odor sometimes used in perfumes. Well, this substance, musk, is produced in a glandular sac of a male musk deer. Its ultimate ancestry appears to have been Sanskrit mushka, M-U-S-H-K-A, which meant scrotum or testicle. That Sanskrit word, mushka, was a diminutive form of moose, M-U-S, meaning little mouse. Apparently, the connection comes from the similarity in shape between mice and testicles. Don't ask me. I am only telling you what I know. And just to wrap up our musk-related animals and plants, interestingly, the MEG of English nutmeg comes ultimately from late Latin muscus, as does other English relatives muscat, the name of a grape that supposedly smells of musk, and its derivative muscatel, as in the sweet fortified wine made from the muscat grape. The muskrat, muskrat, a semi-aquatic rodent native to North America, may get their name for their musky odor, or it may come from an Algonquin word, muskwash, with the spelling altered under the influence of the English words musk and rat. So there does appear to be a connection there with muskrat and musk. So ultimately, muscle, muscular, musculature, muscle, mussel, musk, nutmeg, muscat, muscatel, and possibly muskrat are all related and all relate to a little mouse. Now remember, I said that the original Indo-European root mus, mus, meaning mouse, also made its way into Greek, which is how we get the root myo, M-Y-O, which is Greek for muscle. From myo, we have the words myocardium, the muscular tissue of the heart, cardiomyopathy, a disease or disorder of the heart muscle, or myopathy, which is a disease of muscle or muscle tissue in general. We have myalgia, pain or tenderness in one or more muscles, which is how we get fibromyalgia, which is a syndrome marked by chronic widespread pain in the muscles and soft tissues, fibro referring to the fibrous tissues. There are many, many medical and anatomy terms with the Greek word myo, M-Y-O, meaning muscle, and I encourage you to go and check them out. We can't cover all of them here, but I bet you'll never forget that there are little mice leaving their prints all over those myo words. Of course, we eat these mice too. Well, metaphorically. After all, the meat we eat consists primarily of muscle, so we're not just eating the pigs and cows and chickens literally, we're also eating mice metaphorically. Kind of makes me glad. I don't eat any of them. I will stick with nutmeg. Oh, but that's the metaphorical scrotum of a deer. Okay, well, I'm still sticking with plants, but I don't think I'll ever look at nutmeg the same again. So that's our word print for the day. I can't wait to share more with you. Thanks for subscribing, for supporting, and for sharing Animology. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. Let me know if you want to know the etymology of a word or phrase. Until next time for the animals, this is Colleen Patrick-Goudreau. Thanks for listening to Animology, changing the way we talk and think about animals.